What is good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to another PE Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Today, we've got a good lineup of topics, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Telltale Games is looking for a Nintendo compliance specialist. Telltale Games has been speaking pretty positively about the Nintendo Switch lately, and there have been several rumors and retailer listings suggesting that their games might be coming to the system, other than Minecraft Story Mode, that is. Now, a job listing has popped up which suggests that Telltale's intending to continue their Nintendo Switch support. They're looking for a Nintendo compliance specialist, essentially someone who will be responsible for ensuring that Telltale's games meet with the technical standards of the Switch and also assist with other publishing and quality assurance issues. You can check out the full job listing in the description below if you're interested. Now, we still need to wait and see what happens with this, but this is definitely a good and positive sign if you like Telltale Games on the system. Now, let me just first get this out of the way. I am not a big fan of these type of games. I've played like the Walking Dead one, and I think I've played something else when it comes to Telltale, and I know a lot of people really like their style of games. And actually, I think if you look at what Telltale does, I think the Nintendo Switch is a perfect fit for what they do. From what I see, a lot of their games aren't necessarily like the most technically demanding games out there as far as graphical capabilities and all that, but they all have a nice and good look to them and fit in the style of whatever that they're doing as far as the franchise that they're working on. So something like Batman, the Telltale series, has been rumored in retailer listings. It looks like that one's probably going to be coming over, but we still need to wait and see for the official listing and the official announcement and all that. But I do think that we could see a number of the Telltale games come to Nintendo Switch, and I think it's just a perfect fit, right? Because you have that portability aspect, being able just to plug in your headphones and make your little decisions wherever you want and just get more time to play the game. From what I understand, sometimes those games can be multiple playthroughs, so if you want to have more time to play the game, Nintendo Switch version would be the great option for you. So what are your opinions on the Telltale games? You guys let me know, man. Are you guys interested in these type of games? Would you like to see them on the Nintendo Switch? And what are your favorite ones? A lot of people have told me that the Borderlands Telltale game is really good, and they've also said that The Walking Dead is obviously the best one, or one of the best. So what are your favorite Telltale games? Let me know about that in the comment section below, and would you purchase these type of games on the Switch? I would love to hear about that as well. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. 9 Parchments has a brand new character trailer. The Nintendo Switch version will be playable at Gamescom 2017 as well. So Frozenbyte has released a new trailer for co-op Blast 'em Up 9 Parchments, introducing the game's cast of playable characters. The cast includes 8 wizarding apprentices from various backgrounds, including a guest appearance by Amadeus from the Trine series. 9 Parchments is currently in the final stages of development and will launch later in 2017 for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. The Switch version will be playable for the first time at Gamescom 2017 next week, and the Japanese version will be playable for the first time at Tokyo Game Show 2017 in September. And you're checking out the new trailer here. And I wanted to talk about this game because this is actually really hype. I'm really looking forward to 9 Parchments. Now, the same developer behind Trine, they're doing this game, and they were big supporters of the Wii U when it came to Trine. However, I just was not the biggest Trine fan. I felt that the gameplay was just a little too slow for what I would like to play. I didn't feel like there was enough rewarding aspects of actually getting through puzzles. There wasn't enough stuff like to where you could level up or increase magic or stuff like that. So Trine to me just wasn't my style of game, but I did realize that it's a high quality title, and 9 Parchments definitely looks like more style, more action heavy. I think there's probably going to be some upgrades in there. I think they talked about that as well. So that's something that I kind of want to play, and there's co-op in there, which is also really cool, and the pace is just a lot faster, a lot more action heavy, and that's what I'm looking for when it comes to my indie titles, when it comes to my smaller games. I want to see that, and it's coming to Nintendo Switch, so where I can play anywhere I want. So really hyped for this game. I think it looks pretty good. The developers have a proven track record of making quality titles. Heck, they even have that little guest appearance in there from one of the Trine characters, so that's really cool too. So what do you guys think about this 9 Parchments character trailer? Are you excited about this game? What do you feel about Trine as well? Let me know about all of that in the comment section below. Alright, and getting into some rumored and leaked news here, we do have some hardware NPD numbers for July 2017. Now, these aren't confirmed as of yet, but these hardware numbers and stuff always tend to leak beforehand. The NPD pretty much closed, I think today or recently, with the numbers out there to people who pay for the subscription. They're out there. So let's go ahead and get into it here. So apparently the Nintendo Switch won the NPD for July 2017. Now remember, NPD is the US sales, okay? US sales as far as retail chains go. And I think they do a little bit of online, but I'm not exactly sure how that's calculated. But either way, the Nintendo Switch apparently was #1 with 222,000 units sold for the month of July 2017. Now the PS4 was just underneath that with 217,000 units sold, and the Nintendo 3DS was underneath that with 105,000 units sold. So the one thing that I don't see here, which is a little bit troubling, is the Xbox One not having any type of leaked numbers. So was it underneath the 3DS? I don't know if it was or not, but they don't have the numbers on here either way. Another thing that I want to note is that the software, PS4 was #1. It looks like Nintendo Switch was #2, and 3DS potentially was #3 or 4, just depending. There's no Xbox numbers here at all. Apparently, Splatoon 2 was the #1 game with 332,000 units sold on the Nintendo Switch, which is quite a bit lower than Splatoon 2 in Japan, but Splatoon 2 in Japan is a beast. And not only that, but I do think that digital sales all around were probably pretty good for the Nintendo Switch, but apparently in the US, digital sales were actually really good for Splatoon 2. So we'll see how that works out and see what Nintendo announces. But either way, if Nintendo was able to get that much stock in order to beat the PlayStation 4, that's really good, because the past few months really haven't had that luck. There just hasn't been enough stock, and Nintendo has been selling great, but they haven't been topping the PS4 just because there just hasn't been enough stock. But Nintendo did say about a month or so ago that, hey, we're sorry for the stock shortages, and we're going to increase shipments. We're going to make sure that we increase production. People are thinking of all sorts of weird ways. Oh, well, Nintendo maybe decreased production here and then shifted some units over here, or did this over here, or maybe they just did what they said they were going to do and increase the production, which they've been trying to do for months now. They've been trying to do pretty much since March. Even probably before then, they knew that they just weren't going to be able to have as much, and trying to get that production increased, and they've finally done so. So I think this is pretty cool. Obviously, you want to see the Nintendo Switch do well. I don't care if it outsells the PS4 or not. That's not what I'm worried about at all. I'm not worried about it selling that much. What I'm worried about is just making sure Nintendo has a sustainable business in order for us to get more games. That's all I want. And with the Wii U, it just wasn't sustainable, which is why that system failed and flopped, and why the 3DS continues to go, because it's a sustainable business that's selling units. Doesn't need to sell more than the PlayStation 4, which the 3DS almost never sells more than the PlayStation 4, but it just needs to sell and do well, and we'll continue to get support like we did, and that's exactly what's happening with the Nintendo Switch. It's selling well, it's winning some NPDs here and there, the games are selling well, so therefore we get more announcements, we get more stuff, and that's what I'm worried about more so than anything. It's just getting more content, getting more announcements, and getting a better system overall, and that's what sales do for the system, because without the sales, the support isn't there. Now, another thing that I want to talk about, it's not only the US that's potentially getting more stock, the Media Create, which is the Japanese sales data, which is every single week, which is much better than the NPD because it's free, you don't got to pay for it, they're not hiding behind anything. So shout outs to Japan and the Media Create for giving people the numbers for free. But yes, the Japanese Media Create pretty much had a little bit of a leak, I guess, but there's been some rumors and been some rumblings that the Nintendo Switch got another decent sized stock for this week. Now, we'll know the numbers on Wednesday, but my boy Stealth, of course, right there on Twitter, also Spawnwave, who's talked about this a little bit to me, the Nintendo Switch definitely got a better stock, and we should see sales around 100,000 to 120,000 in Japan for this week, which was last week's numbers, which is post Dragon Quest, and really just post Splatoon 2, really carrying sales along with Legend of Zelda and Mario Kart and all the other great big games that Nintendo does have on the system. So if that's true, if we do see these numbers, which I think it'll probably happen, because the Nintendo Switch has been near the 100,000 unit mark pretty much the last, I think, 3 weeks, with the last week being around 60 to 70,000 depending on what chart you look at. So I definitely think this is true. Nintendo's been increasing production big, but if this does turn out to be the case, in the past 3 weeks or so, the Nintendo Switch has sold 300,000 units plus in Japan, pretty much outdealing US when it comes to these sales. So the Switch is big in Japan, man. And Bandai Namco came out recently, if you haven't seen my last video on it, talking about how they're going to be supporting the Nintendo Switch as well, with title after title starting from July coming out. So yeah, I think that would include Fighter Z and a lot of other titles that of course unannounced at this point, but it's exciting to see. Like I said, with the sales we get the support. With Wii U, the sales were just never there, so therefore the Japanese developers, the support wasn't there. But the Nintendo Switch, the way the system is, The sales are there, so the support will be coming. So we'll see what happens there, man. But I'm hyped, I'm excited, and we'll see how these numbers work out for the media create, and also once we get the more of the official leaks when it comes to the NPD. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. It really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon page. Pledge any tier. Be entered in to win some awesome prizes each month. In addition to that, we have Discord voice chat and $10 prize eShop terms from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and more. So support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you Ninja for the next video. Peace.